Whenever we talk about this term leadership, the names which immediately strike our mind: Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and in context of organization, the names that will strike your mind: Bill Gates, Ambani's, Narayan Murthy, J.R.D. Tata, Ratan Tata, Azim Premji. Can we imagine the success of these organizations without these great persons, without these great leaders? No, because the success and excellence of any organization that depends on the quality of the person who is leading that organization, that is their leader. So today we will discuss about the concept of leadership. What is leadership? Leadership, it is the process of influencing the behavior of people by making them strive voluntarily towards achievement of organizational goals. Basically, it indicates the ability of an individual to maintain good interpersonal relations with followers and motivate them to contribute for achieving organizational objectives. So, leadership, it is the process of bringing about a change in the behavior of others so that they work according to your wishes. What are the features of leadership? First feature of leadership, it indicates ability of an individual to influence others, because it depends on the personal trait of an individual whether he can influence others or not. That's why everyone can't be a leader. Only those who have this ability, that through themselves, through their own behavior, they can bring about a change in the behavior of others. Only they can become a leader. Through leadership, what a person tries to do, through leadership, leader tries to bring change in behavior of followers. And how he brings about this change? Through interpersonal relations with the followers. And why there is a need of leadership when we talk about organization? Leadership is required to achieve common goals of the organization, and this process continues till the organization exists. Now we will study about leadership styles. That means how a person can lead others. That depends on the ideology of that person. So a leadership style is a leader's method of providing direction, implementing plans and motivating people. And mainly there are three different styles of leadership: autocratic, number 2, democratic, number 3, laissez-faire leadership. Autocratic or authoritarian leadership. Under this style of leadership, the person who is the leader, he believes in retaining whole of the power. He believes in centralizing control in his own hands, and before taking any decision, he doesn't take any advice from his subordinates. So he behaves like an autocrat. That means he keeps all the power of decision making with himself only. Features of autocratic leadership. An autocratic leader gives orders and expects his subordinates to follow his orders unquestionably. That means without raising any question, without doubting on the skills of the leader. There is only one way flow of communication because a manager gives command to his subordinates who in turn are only expected to fulfill his command. This style of leadership is dogmatic. Leader is rigid. He doesn't change or wish to be contradicted in any way. And an autocratic leader can use both reward or punishment as incentive to motivate the people depending upon the performance of the subordinates. And the other name for this style of leadership, it is bossing people around. So these are the features of autocratic leadership. This style of leadership, can it be helpful in the organization? Yes. When there is a need to take quick decision, because it facilitates quick decision making, because only one person has to take all the decision. He need not consult his subordinates. So it facilitates quick decision making, and the strict work environment maintained by autocratic leader that may help to increase the work efficiency. But on the negative side, it may create a feeling of dissatisfaction among the subordinates because they cannot voice their suggestions, they cannot voice their opinions. So it also restricts their creativity. Now, this style of leadership, it is suitable in getting productivity in many situations, like in a factory, where the supervisor is responsible for production on time and has to ensure labor productivity. Second style of leadership, we all are aware of this term, democratic leadership. That means here a leader behaves like a democrat. That means before taking any decision, he takes advice of his followers. So under this style of leadership, a leader increases active participation of subordinates in the process of decision making and action, although the final authority rests with the leader. That means ultimate decision maker will be the leader. But here he alone is not deciding about the things before taking any decision. He is taking advice of subordinates. So first feature of democratic leadership, a democratic leader believes in active involvement of the subordinates in the process of decision making and action. So, he motivates his subordinates to take initiative and give their opinion about various aspects related to work. This style of leadership exercises more control by using forces within the group. That means by making use of team spirit. It is based on the belief that subordinates contribute optimally. They contribute their best towards the achievement of those objectives which have been set in consultation with them. This style of leadership, it is also known as group-centered style of leadership. So, it helps to create a healthy work environment by developing cordial relationships between the leader and his followers. It promotes a sense of belongingness and responsibility among the subordinates. Why it promotes a sense of belongingness? Because subordinates know that they are important for the organization. Before taking any decision, organization seeks their advice. Their superiors seek their advice. So it increases the level of job satisfaction of the subordinates. But as before taking any decision, they are taking suggestion. So it may lead to unnecessary delays in the process of decision making. Subordinates may become egoistic as they may start feeling that it's their right to participate in every decision related to the organization. This style of leadership is suitable when the subordinates are well versed with the various aspects of their job and can add value to the organization through their creativity and competence. Now, the third style of leadership, laissez-faire or free rein leadership. Laissez-faire. All of you must be aware of this term. This means absence of any constraints. That means a leader believes in giving complete freedom to his subordinates. So, under this style of leadership, subordinates set their own targets and also determine the ways of achieving them. Main features of laissez-faire style of leadership. Number one, the subordinates are given high degree of autonomy, high degree of freedom. Number two, the leader doesn't believe in the use of authority unless it is absolutely essential. Number three, group members work on their own task and resolve the issues themselves. Number four, leader gives support to the subordinates and provide them the required information whenever needed. It is also known as subordinate-centered style of leadership. So, if we talk about merits of laissez-faire, it increases the morale of subordinates and provides them with opportunities to exhibit their competence, and it also facilitates quick decision making. But sometimes what may happen, because there is not a common person to give the common directions, so subordinates may start working in different directions, and if they work in different directions, then the common direction needed to achieve the common goal that may be lost. They may not be able to achieve the common goal of the organization. And it is suitable only when the subordinates are self-motivated, highly skilled and experienced and capable enough to take the independent decisions. So basically, whether you want to use autocratic, democratic or laissez-faire, that depends on your personal perception and the circumstances. If your subordinates are capable, then you can go for laissez-faire or democratic, but if they are not capable, they don't have the capability of taking independent decisions, then definitely you will have to opt for autocratic style of leadership. That's all for the day. Thank you. Have a great day.